Supa, Steff is a bird, it's a plane. It's me, and I'm here at New Hope Baptist Church on location. My brother, Minister John Howard Jr., has brought me out to interview this amazing group, this powerful group of men of God. The brothers are here. Everybody, please go around the room and introduce yourselves because they need to know.
Akord, Shipley. John Howard.
Zak Williams.
Kevin Williams. You don't like it.
Why is everybody coming together tonight? Let everybody know what's going on, Minister.
Well, listen.
It's the chicken and the fish.
Yeah, the chicken and fish. Number one. That's the thing. The comeback kitchen. But it's not so much that we're coming together. We've been together. We call ourselves the Bros. There's actually about two more of us that aren't here. Malcolm Wilson and Freddie Moore from LA. What happened? We're here tonight. Kevin's here, just sharing tonight. It popped up at the last minute, and we were able to make it happen. So, of course, when any of us are in each other's area, we just coming together. That's just what we do. We're all choir directors, and we all kind of just have a bond, and it's been going on for quite some time now. So we're just here, basically, like I said, because Kevin's here, and we're here to support, and we're here to have a good time, fellowship together.
And I actually almost went hoarse yesterday singing one of your songs, Test and Try.
Oh, wow.
By the time we got to the "For Your Good," man, we drove that for like 20, 30 minutes. I ain't even gonna lie.
It's the drive that gets everybody, man.
Yes.
I mean, it reminds you of just good old church.
Yes.
You know, the choir is pumping and the band is killing and everybody's just enjoying what they're doing on that van. It's just a drive.
And so my question is, like, what's your creative process when you're coming up with music like that that'll compel a church choir to drive for 20, 30 minutes?
To be honest with you, this is going to be crazy in me saying, but my bro Zak, because he plays, he understands what I'm saying. I take a lot from the secular world and intertwine it with the gospel and push that because the secular side of the individual don't want it to be seen that I'm a secular person, that I like secular music. You know what I'm saying? So I take all of that feel. I put something on my post and just said, you know, gospel music is about the soul. And the added bonus to that is the Word of God.
Right.
The soul, the Word of God. You take those two components away, you got an issue. You know what I'm saying? And so I want to make sure that in the creative process of what we're doing, that it hits here first.
Right.
It feels good. It's natural. It's not forced. And so that's what we do.
And you know, I mean, the sound of gospel music, the DNA of gospel music is in all popular modern music anyway. Yeah. So I feel like when you take from certain aspects of secular music, all you're doing is taking back what's already yours.
That's good.
I mean, are we in agreement?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's sound doctrine.
And the choir, the choir director, all of you are powerful choir directors. How important is the choir nowadays? The church choir.
You the choir. I'm a choir. You the choir, man. He's the choir. No, he needs that because he's been an advocate for choirs for a long time. I mean, publicly and using his platform.
Over 10 years.
All right.
Yeah, so he needs to answer that question. He's a doctor, too.
He's always done it. Okay.
Just that.
Doctor.
Choirs is crucial. I say it everywhere I go, and my brothers can testify that choir music is indeed the best music in the world.
Oh, yes.
I mean, I'm a musician. I've played every genre of music you can think of, but choir music. But choir music, you know, you will never. The choir will never die. Never. You can turn on TV and look at any award shows, and you'll see 30 to 40 individuals in ridiculously ugly robes. But the point is, they're all together to form a choir. Choir music is relevant. It's always going to be relevant. It's necessary and it's needed, and it's never going nowhere. Right. It's something about like sopranos and altos and tenors just coming together, clapping and moving. The synergy that you feel. It's never going nowhere.
So let me ask you this then, and I'm not taking over. Listen, but
Giving the mic to
why do y'all feel like the church or the Christian community base is the ones that are trying to dismiss the choir, but the secular and the world side embrace the choir? Like you just said, on every award show.
That's right.
You know, you see a choir in every performance. So they understand that the choir is necessary.
Right.
Why can't we understand that?
You haven't answered nothing yet, so I think you'd be excellent at answering this question.
In the book of Job. No, so if you listen to the radio, you don't hear the choir. You don't really hear no more, except for if you listen to WIMG and what's the radio?
WEHA.
You hear choirs there, but if you listen to mainstream radio, you don't hear choirs. And a lot of times that's what a lot of churches are listening to. A lot of churches listen to that, so therefore, when they go back to church, they phase that part of the service out. So therefore, you just hear that small group that you can listen to on the radio. I don't know who's watching, but someone just made a statement to a group of a choir, well, actually a church choir, not too long ago, and I was sitting in the room, that are you really necessary? Do we really need you?
Whoa.
Yeah. The pastor said that.
Wow.
Yeah, the pastor said that. The pastor's like, he's praising. He's trying to phase the choir out, and it's a bad situation because, a lot of these traditional Baptist churches were based on the choir, right? You go to traditional Baptist churches back in the day, they had 5 or 6 choirs. Even though everybody sung on the same choir, it was a different name for each one. So that's for me. That's when you start. Once the radio changed, then you start seeing churches change. You start seeing the choir getting pushed further and further out the door.
That's so true because I'm in radio. So once Israel really broke out, and where he had this great combination of the CCM worship sound and then also the traditional black gospel sound, he kind of mixed it, and that started to blow up. And slowly but surely, you saw other artists trying to follow that blueprint. And then it got to the point where they almost just let go of anything that resembled traditional black gospel and started just holding on to that CCM sound. Especially now, it's like the younger generation, they just really are, when it comes to worship, they want to do it the CCM way.
Right, yeah.
Why? I mean, I don't know. Maybe y'all can give me, y'all the artists, y'all can tell me, but that's what I'm noticing as a radio personality. That's what I've seen,
Well, I'm not going to blame it on anybody, but I will say this, and nobody can tell me anything different because I've seen it and they've all seen it. One thing that happened was Ty Trippin and GA happened.
Yeah.
When Ty Trippin, when Ty and GA happened, it was a movement, and everybody was just like, we're not wearing robes no more.
Yeah.
We're not. Everybody growing dreads, So that's what everybody followed that pattern.
Yeah.
So therefore, things just started getting smaller and smaller, smaller and smaller.
But people forget when Ty started out. When Ty started with GA, people forget.
It was a choir.
It was a 45 voice choir.
Yeah.
It was 45 of them.
Yeah.
When they started, they didn't wear robes, but they all
Uniforms.
came in uniforms all the time, church attire, uniforms. But it was 45, and then
They started doing smaller. Yeah.
But would you guys say that maybe even before Ty, like Kirk Franklin and the family, and that whole concept with it just being a group with that, and then a lot of choirs were singing it. So you think that may have had anything?
I think Kirk Franklin was the beginning of it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
He definitely was the beginning.
He was the beginning of it.
But I think
Ty made it for like the
Ty
younger
made it for the
generation.
younger, because All right, so let's Francis.
Yeah.
You come to New Hope. New Hope had one of the bangest youth choirs ever, right?
They really
so
did.
so when you look at when Ty comes in, you know, now nobody's really paying attention to the youth choir. It's like, oh man, I gotta get a leather jacket. Right. And everything started getting smaller.
Right.
And you know, now you know you got 9 youth choirs because everybody got their own praise team.
Yeah.
Right. Wow.
And but the thing that confuses me about all of it is that when we hear these records, you're still hearing choirs.
Yes.
Yeah.
Even with the solo acts and things of that nature. Let me go a little further why I say that. If you're in the studio and you're recording and you got a group and you stack your group 6 to 7 times
That's a choir.
to get a full sound,
That's a choir.
that's a choir.
Absolutely.
And every artist, solo artist that is out here, that prime example, Love Is Music, Jonathan McReynolds.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
He got a new song out.
Yeah.
But on the tag of the song,
Choir.
it's a choir singing. It's not 3 people.
It's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like we pick and choose when we want to honor the choir. You know what I'm saying? Or when we want to put them in the forefront. And I'm like, me, myself, and my crew, we busting doors down.
Right.
All my bros are busting doors down because we're not taking no for an answer.
That's right.
You gonna eat this choir.
You're going to have this whole choir.
Right.
You don't have it all.
Right.
You know?
We ain't coming with 4 people.
No.
We're not coming with 5 people.
Now, I had to come with a smaller crew this time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But next time you see me, it's gonna be the whole army.
It's the whole lot.
Hell yeah.
All 300 of them.
But I think when it's also the industry and the labels, because one thing gospel thrives off of is touring and moving around. And I think in a lot of labels, they see it just more economical, more efficient to just move a few people around versus helping the artist move 1 million people around. But like he was saying, it's really the artist. We're gonna have to take control and say, look, this is how we roll. We're not gonna allow anybody to alter us, even if we not gonna get on the label because of it. We gotta hold fast to the vision that we have. We've seen so many choirs. They first start out as a choir, but once they get signed and they get into the industry, they start morphing into something else.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's just because, of the whole dictates of we need to move around. We can't carry all those people. Find a way to do it.
So it's like James Fortune had a choir. Fire was a choir.
Wait, hold on. I ain't know that.
I didn't know that.
I ain't know that, bro.
James Fortune and Fire.
When Fire came out, 2004, at GMWA, they did a showcase. It was like 20 of them up there in khaki jumpsuits.
I got one better for you. James Fortune and Fire and myself and 1A, we both debuted the same day on Bobby Jones.
Right, yeah.
It was 40 of them. They had them all white.
What?
In Florida.
I never knew that.
In my choir. There was 45 of us, it was 40 of them. And it was the entire choir. And that was 2000.
That's news to me.
2005 in Florida. When I watched that tape not too long ago, I was like, wow. And they went from a full choir of 40. Now I think he traveled with,
I think like
2.
it ain't. It's not 3 or 4. Yeah, it's definitely not that. It's definitely not that. But that's a good example of how the industry kind of dwindled it down.
J.J. Harrison.
Yeah.
He back with Sean Brown and all of them.
Absolutely.
They had killer choir.
That was the choir.
That was it. I mean, and they've kind of morphed into a small version. It's just what it is. It's what's happening now.
Listen, you may not be able to get all 40 of Zach, all 50 of mine, all 50 of Corey.
I only got about 20.
All 20.
I'm the smallest.
When you get Kevin Lemons, you may not get all 50. You're gonna get 49 and.
And my question is, y'all have big choirs. How do y'all take care of all y'all people? Like, is it hard to take care of all y'all people, or questions?
Well, now, okay, that's a very good question, because in our situation, I can't speak for nobody else, it's a labor of love. You know what I'm saying? Because it's so many of them, you can't pay everybody. All right? The gospel industry does not benefit you like that to be able to do that. Okay? So that's why it's very important that leaders take it upon themselves to make sure that their people are okay. Take them out of dinner.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Bless them every now and again with some gas.
Yep.
Or whatever. Just say thank you. You know, that stuff goes a long way. And when the people begin to see that you care about them and not just about their money or not just about their presence being there, you know what I'm saying? They will begin to invest into your ministry and what you're doing with more of their time, more of their resources, and things of that nature. That's exactly what I do with Higher Calling, which is why we've been able to sustain as long as we have.
Right.
Why do y'all think that, I don't want to get nobody in trouble here, but when I do interviews, I like to ask these type of questions. I like to ask real questions. Why do y'all think that the black churches embrace CCM sound, but then you don't see the churches that, you know, have the multicultural, they don't really embrace the churchy sound, the black gospel sound?
This is my personal opinion.
Yes, sir.
First of all, it comes from we never really understood and knew who we were and the power that we possess. The second thing to that is that we have always chased what wasn't ours.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's good.
We've always been chasing after this, chasing after that. It's things of that nature. Instead of creating our own and sticking with our own.
And other thing too is even like concerning what he said is the truth, because what we're seeing a lot of our people say is, you know, the CCM is pure and it's genuine, and then the gospel side or the choir side
is all emotional.
And what's happening, we're biting our own self in the foot when the whole time the CCM side thinks the world of what we do. They love what we do. They admire what we do, to the point where you have certain groups like, what's that, Evolution Church. They say, we want to make a record and we want to bring gospel people in and try to merge it together. They have a record out, I believe. I think it is Evolution, and then they got Ty with them. They got Tasha Cobb. It's like a whole lot of gospel artists merged in with what they're doing. They're embracing us more than we're embracing ourselves.
Well, I have noticed that with gospel music, it takes a certain level of skill to really execute it. And with,
I wasn't going to say that, but it's the truth. He said,
I can't just join in with y'all choir unless, I'm a choir person, but I'm just saying the average person can't just join in with y'all choir and get up and sing.
Yeah, from a musical standpoint, it does take another level of skill to keep up with what we do. CCM, you're going to go to the 1, to the 4, to the 5, to the 7, and you may sprinkle a little something in there and have a little line or something. Right. But with us, you're going to get them diminished, suspended, augmented chords. You're going to get the Phrygian scales. You're going to get the Mixolydian. Or you're going to get all of those, all those modes in there. And we don't even know what we're playing, but that's just what it is. And
it sounds good.
It sounds good. Right. But a lot of the guys from the CCM side, technically, they just not at that place, where they don't have that level of skill and innate talent that the church breeds, and we just have it like that. And thank God for it, but it's so now we again, instead of us embracing the level of talent that God's given us, we cower down, all right, and exalt what they're doing. Right. And if we take a step further, it's still the slave mentality. If you ask me, that's my personal.
You want to elaborate on that one?
Well, I can't right now. Let me see.
I'm gonna say
Okay, to get the band right.
John, get that. I'm gonna say gospel music is the biggest sorority and fraternity that you will ever become a part of.
Wow.
We was talking about not fitting.
Oh yeah.
You know, and anybody just can't. You know what I'm saying? You have to have a skill set to sing this gospel as we know it to be. You know what I'm saying? Now, that could be a good thing, it could be a
That's
bad
what I was
thing.
going to ask you. Do you think that's good?
That could be a good thing and a bad thing. You know, a good thing, it can bring the best out of a person because they're tapping into something that they never knew that they had.
Right.
The ability to do such. It's a bad thing when you have somebody who want to learn, and can't, and they're not received. You know what I'm saying? So, which is why a lot of people turn to the CCM.
Right.
Because there's not much requirement.
It's easier.
It's easy.
Yeah.
The average person can sing CCM music. I was wounded for his.
He was bruised for the 1, 2, 3.
For the 1, 2, 3.
Wow.
Don't y'all pay us no attention. Listen, we have fun. Like, we have fun all the time. Like all the time. We crack on each other every day.
I know y'all gotta get ready to get things together, so I ain't gonna hold y'all too long. Okay, but what does everybody have coming up, and how can we all get to your stuff?
Well, my project just came out a week ago, entitled Third Round. So I want everybody to go and get that Third Round, Kevin Lemons and Higher Calling, on all social media outlets. It's available to you. Play it all day, in day, out of day, in season, out of season. Play it as much as you want. All right? For Your Good is on there. It's working for you.
I just put out a new single last week. Jehovah Jireh. It's an easy Sunday morning church choir song, and we are recording live in Philly Saturday, November the 27th, the day after Black Friday in Philadelphia. You can check out the website for all the info. We'd love to be a part and join us that night.
We have. Okay. Go ahead.
I'm with the Bishop's Choir, and we have a single coming out October 1st. God bless you.
And John Howard, End Time Levites. Name of Jesus Lifted High. We have another single coming out soon. John Howard, End Time Levites on all social media outlets. Make sure you check us out. Bless you.
Supa, Steff, and Birds of Plain is me. They gotta go.
We want you to introduce them.
Okay.
Please.
Hello, this is Steffin Phifer in the house of the Steffin Show.
Still got it.